Imagine a very common scenario that happens to millions of people every single night. You wake up in the dead of night, the house is completely dark, and your throat feels intensely dry and parched from the heating or air conditioning running in your bedroom. Without thinking twice, you sit up on the edge of your bed, grab a large water tumbler from your nightstand, and take several heavy, deep gulps. You feel immediate relief. As you lay your head back down, you think to yourself, I'm doing my body a favor. I'm staying hydrated, thinning my blood, and protecting myself from a stroke. But what you might not realize is that just a short time later, this exact habit could trigger a silent, dangerous chain reaction inside your cardiovascular system. As a cardiovascular wellness analyst, I'm here to tell you that what feels like a healthy, life-saving habit is what emergency room physicians consider a hidden midnight trigger. That massive influx of fluid, taken rapidly in the middle of the night by a body that was completely at rest, can act as a dangerous physiological catalyst. Instead of protecting your health, drinking water the wrong way during these quiet hours can inadvertently lead to a sudden spike in blood pressure, acute nocturnal heart strain, or even an ischemic crisis while you sleep. To understand why this happens, we must look at human hemodynamics, the way blood moves through your body. When you are asleep, your body enters a profoundly altered physiological state. Your sympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for your fight or flight response, quiets down, your heart rate slows, your blood vessels relax, and your blood pressure naturally drops. This is a healthy, protective phenomenon known in cardiology as nocturnal dipping. It is your cardiovascular system's only chance to rest and relieve pressure on your arterial walls. But when you suddenly wake up in a daze and rapidly pour a large volume of fluid down your throat, you shatter this fragile equilibrium. Your body is forced to instantly react. The sudden introduction of fluid into an empty, resting stomach creates an immediate shift in volume. The water is absorbed with remarkable speed through your gastrointestinal tract and moves directly into your vascular system. Think about the physical mechanics of your blood vessels. They are like a flexible garden hose. During the night, the water pressure inside that hose is supposed to be low and stable. But when you suddenly dump a large volume of water into the intake valve, the pressure spikes instantly. Your vascular walls, which were relaxed just moments ago, are suddenly stretched tight by a rapid increase in internal fluid volume. This creates acute intravascular volume overload. Your heart, which was beating at a peaceful, resting pace, suddenly detects this massive influx. It realizes that the volume of blood it needs to pump has increased dramatically. To keep up, your heart muscle must instantly contract with significantly more force. It has to push this heavy, dense volume of fluid through a vascular system that is still structurally asleep. Let us break down the first major mistake that millions of well-meaning adults make every single night: drinking a massive glass of water right before turning off the lights to prevent a stroke. Open almost any health forum or online health video and you will find people passionately advocating for this habit. They say, before you close your eyes, drink plenty of water to stop blood clots from forming. While the fear of dehydration is completely valid, the execution of this advice is fundamentally flawed and dangerous for an older or weakened heart. When you pour a massive volume of liquid into your system right before your body goes horizontal, you set off a chain reaction of intense physical strain. Let us look at the internal fluid dynamics. When you are standing or sitting up during the day, gravity pulls fluids down into your lower body. But the moment you lay your head down on the pillow and bring your body into a completely horizontal plane, gravity loses its grip. All the fluid that was resting in your legs and your lower tissues database shifts. It flows backward, pouring back into your central circulatory system. This natural shift alone increases the volume of blood returning to your heart by a significant percentage. Now, imagine what happens when you take that natural fluid shift and add a massive glass of water right on top of it. You force an enormous wave of extra volume into your heart all at once. In a young, resilient athlete, the heart muscle is highly elastic. It can easily expand and pump that extra fluid out without missing a beat. But as we age, the heart muscle naturally undergoes structural changes. It becomes stiffer, and the walls of the ventricles lose their youthful elasticity. To cope with this sudden pressure, the heart is forced to contract with extreme, unnatural force. It has to pump harder and faster against the resistance of your resting arterial system. This creates a state of acute cardiac workload during the exact hours when your heart is biologically programmed to be at its lowest point of exertion. Instead of a peaceful night of recovery, your heart is forced to handle heavy circulatory stress while you are unconscious. Now let us tackle another common habit that is incredibly destructive to the vascular system: the consumption of ice-cold water late at night. Many people love to keep ice-cold water right next to their beds, believing that a cold, crisp drink is the best way to quickly cool down, satisfy their thirst, and get back to sleep. But from a vascular perspective, drinking ice water in the middle of the night creates an immediate disruption within your internal organs. To understand why this happens, we must look at the relationship between your digestive tract and your autonomic nervous system. Your stomach sits directly beneath your heart and is surrounded by a dense network of highly sensitive nerves, the most important of which is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve acts as the primary highway of communication between your brain, your gut, and your heart, controlling your heart rate and your vascular tone. When you swallow water that is freezing cold and that cold liquid hits the warm environment of your stomach, your body experiences a profound thermal shock. Your internal core temperature drops instantly in that specific region. Your nervous system detects this sudden drop as an immediate threat to your internal organs. To protect your core, your sympathetic nervous system instantly fires an alert signal across your entire body. This signal triggers an immediate systemic reflex known as cold-induced vasoconstriction. Every small artery and capillary throughout your skin, your arms, and your legs instantly clamps down and tightens. Think about what happens when you suddenly narrow the diameter of thousands of miles of blood vessels all at once. The blood has nowhere to go. It is violently forced inward, back toward your central organs and your brain. This sudden shift causes your central blood pressure to skyrocket within a matter of seconds. For an individual whose arteries are naturally hardened by aging, this sudden constriction is incredibly dangerous. The pressure inside the delicate arteries rises rapidly, pushing your blood pressure numbers into a dangerous spike while you are vulnerable in the dark. To truly understand why your body cannot handle excess water at night as you get older, we must take a look inside your kidneys. Your kidneys are the master chemists of your body, responsible for filtering blood and removing excess fluid. Inside each kidney are millions of microscopic filtering units called nephrons. But just like any complex biological system, these filtering units experience natural wear and tear over time. Medical science shows that after we cross middle age, we naturally lose a percentage of our working nephrons every single year. As time goes on, your total kidney filtering capacity, known as your glomerular filtration rate or GFR, naturally declines. Your kidneys are no longer a high-speed processing plant. They have become a more delicate, slow-moving filter. During the daytime, your kidneys receive ample blood flow and work at their highest efficiency. But at night, your body is designed to rest. To allow you to sleep without interruption, your brain releases antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. The primary job of ADH at night is to signal your kidneys to slow down, conserve water, and concentrate your urine. But when you flood your system with a massive amount of water right before bed or during the night, you completely disrupt this delicate chemical balance. You force an aging, slow-moving kidney system to go into overdrive during the exact hours when it is biologically programmed to shut down. Because your filtration rate is reduced, your kidneys cannot process this sudden wall of water quickly enough. Instead of being turned into urine, that excess fluid remains trapped in your bloodstream for hours, forcing your heart to work under high-pressure conditions for the entire night. How does this show up as a warning sign? If you wake up in the morning, look in the bathroom mirror and notice that your eyelids look heavily swollen and puffy, or if you notice that your socks leave deep marks around your ankles, your body is waving a red flag. This mild edema is clear proof that your kidneys were overwhelmed by the amount of water you drank the night before. They could not process the fluid load, so the excess water leaked out of your blood vessels and became trapped in your tissues. Let us dive into another very common habit that creates hidden cardiac stress every single night: using a massive glass of water to wash down evening medications, or drinking water to suppress late-night snack cravings. It is very common to see an array of supplement bottles or medications on a nightstand. To swallow these pills, people naturally grab a large glass of water and drink it all. Alternatively, many individuals who are trying to manage their diet use a popular lifestyle trick. They drink 2 large glasses of water to fill up their stomach so they can fall asleep without feeling hungry. While the intent is good, the mechanical consequence inside your chest cavity is a major hazard. To understand this, we must look at the anatomy of your torso. Your stomach is a highly flexible muscular organ that sits directly beneath your diaphragm, the thin, powerful sheet of muscle that separates your digestive organs from your heart and lungs. When you fill your stomach with 16 or 24 ounces of water right before you lie flat in bed, that stomach stretches out like a heavy water-filled balloon. The moment you lower your head onto your pillow, the laws of physics take over. That heavy waterlogged stomach shifts upward, pushing directly against your diaphragm. This upward pressure forces the diaphragm into the chest cavity, reducing the physical space available for your lungs and your heart. This creates an immediate mechanical restriction. Your lungs cannot fully expand with each breath, which drops your nighttime oxygen levels. Even worse, that physical pressure presses against the lower area of your heart, compressing the main blood vessels that return blood to your chest. To overcome this physical blockage and keep your blood moving, your heart is forced to pump with elevated pressure. This is the exact reason why so many people experience a distinct feeling of chest heaviness, shortness of breath, or a racing heart the moment they lie down. We now arrive at one of the most critical cycles in nighttime health: the direct relationship between evening fluid intake, nocturia, the medical term for waking up to urinate at night, and sudden cardiovascular strain. Waking up multiple times a night to urinate is not just an inconvenience. It can be a major trigger for a blood pressure crisis. To understand the danger, we must look at what happens to your nervous system when a full bladder forces you out of a deep sleep. When you are asleep, your body is under the healing control of the parasympathetic nervous system. But when your bladder fills to maximum capacity, it sends an urgent distress signal to your brain. Your brain instantly jars you out of deep sleep. This sudden awakening causes an immediate massive surge of stress hormones like adrenaline throughout your body. Your sympathetic nervous system violently takes over, causing your heart rate to jump and your blood vessels to constrict instantly. Within moments of opening your eyes, your blood pressure spikes significantly. The danger multiplies when you get out of bed too quickly. As you step onto a cold floor or walk into a chilly hallway, that sudden change in temperature causes your peripheral blood vessels to constrict even more, pushing internal pressure higher. Then comes a very dangerous mechanical moment, the rapid emptying of the bladder itself. When your bladder has been holding a massive volume of fluid all night, and you suddenly empty it completely, your body experiences a rapid drop in intra-abdominal pressure. This sudden change causes blood to quickly pool in your pelvic region, which can lead to a sudden dramatic drop in blood pressure heading to your brain. This dangerous combination of a massive blood pressure spike followed by a sudden drop is well documented in clinical medicine. It is the exact reason why so many older adults experience sudden dizziness, fainting spells, or loss of balance right during a midnight bathroom visit. As we enter the final part of our discussion, we must expose a massive lifestyle trap. Consuming high-sodium liquids, heavy sodas, or concentrated teas instead of pure water before bed. Many people love to relax in the evening while eating a warm bowl of soup, drinking a late-night broth, or enjoying a hot cup of tea. They believe that because these are liquids, they help keep the body hydrated. But from a vascular perspective, you are introducing a highly disruptive fluid cocktail into your bloodstream right before sleep. Let us look at the physiological changes caused by a late-night salty soup or broth. Processed foods and evening stocks are notoriously packed with sodium. When you consume a high sodium liquid late in the evening, that salt enters your bloodstream with incredible speed. According to the fundamental laws of fluid osmosis, water always follows salt. When your blood is suddenly packed with sodium molecules, it pulls water out of your surrounding tissues, dragging it directly into your blood vessels. This creates a massive artificial expansion of your total blood volume. Your arteries become tightly overfilled and your blood pressure climbs higher and higher while you lie perfectly still in bed. Now combine that sodium trap with the consumption of evening teas or sodas that contain caffeine. Caffeine is a powerful central nervous system stimulant, but even worse for your heart at night. Caffeine directly blocks the normal function of your body's antidiuretic hormone. When this happens, your kidneys lose their internal guidance system. They go into a state of hyperactivity, pulling fluids out of your blood at a chaotic rate and filling your bladder continuously. The result is a highly stressful cycle for your body. The sodium keeps your blood pressure dangerously high during the first half of the night, while the stimulant forces your heart to beat faster and drives you to the bathroom multiple times during the second half. To find the ultimate solution to this midnight fluid dilemma, we can look at the habits of the longest living populations on Earth, particularly traditional Japanese longevity cultures. In modern society, we tend to approach health with a more is better mindset. But the traditional Eastern approach to health is entirely based on precision, harmony, and timing. They practice a highly disciplined method of water consumption known as mizudoki, which translates literally to the timing of water. The core principle of mizudoki is simple. Your body's ability to process water is directly tied to the biological rhythm of the day. Instead of consuming water randomly or heavily at night, this method divides your fluid intake into a strict 80-20 ratio. Under this system, you consume 80% of your daily water requirement during the active morning and afternoon hours. This is the time when your metabolism is firing, your circulation is active, and your kidneys are working at peak capacity. Your body can take that water, use it to flush out waste, and excrete it long before you ever get close to your bed. Then, as the sun begins to set and your evening meal concludes, you transition into the evening phase of mizudoki, which accounts for just 20% of your daily fluids. During this phase, water is no longer consumed as a beverage to quench deep thirst. It is used purely as a restorative element to soothe your nervous system and keep your throat moist. The way water is consumed during this evening phase is completely different from heavy drinking habits. Long-living individuals do not use massive bottles at night. Instead, they pour warm water into small ceramic cups that hold just 2 to 3 ounces of liquid. They hold the warm cup, bring it to their lips, and take a tiny, gentle sip. Crucially, they do not swallow the water immediately. They hold the water in their mouth for 3 full seconds. This allows the sensitive tissues of the mouth to warm the liquid up to exact body temperature, sending a signal to the brain that hydration has arrived. This simple act instantly satisfies the brain's thirst centers, wiping out the urge to chug a massive volume of water, while keeping the total amount of fluid entering the stomach incredibly small. We have covered a massive amount of medical science today, exploring how fluid, timing, volume, and temperature interact with your heart, your kidneys, and your vascular network. Now it is time to take this powerful knowledge and turn it into real supportive action. I want to invite you to take part in an incredibly simple but effective health challenge, the 7-day Peaceful Night Stable Vessels Challenge. The blueprint consists of 3 core steps that you must follow with absolute consistency for the next 7 days. Step number 1, the 8 p.m. fluid border. Once the evening winds down, the heavy consumption of liquids is officially closed. No large glasses of water, no sodas, and absolutely no late-night broths or man soups. Step number 2, the warm sip protocol. If you feel dry or need to take regular medications before bed, use a maximum of 3 to 5 ounces of warm or room temperature water. Never use ice-cold water. Take tiny sips, hold the water in your mouth for 3 seconds, and let it go down peacefully. Step number 3, the 2-minute slow wake up. If your bladder calls you in the middle of the night, do not jump out of bed immediately. Lie flat for 30 seconds, sit up on the edge of the mattress for a full minute to let your blood pressure stabilize, slide your feet into warm slippers, and walk slowly to the restroom under a soft, dim light. As you step into this 7-day challenge, it is vital to share a major medical warning that applies to everyone. This challenge is an exceptionally powerful lifestyle tool designed to support your body's natural systems. However, you must absolutely never, under any circumstances, alter, reduce, or stop taking your prescription blood pressure or heart medications without the direct guidance and explicit permission of your physician or cardiologist. Commit to this challenge for yourself, and if you have aging parents or family members at home, take the lead for them. Prepare their warm water flasks, set up their night lights, and help them protect their health during the night. Thank you so much for investing this time into your longevity journey today. If you found this deep clinical guide valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with the people you care about most. Here is to peaceful nights, strong hearts, and a long, healthy life. See you in the next video.